Every day, students turn in essays for different classes. And every day, the same comment buzzes around the room. My essay is so bad. With Reviewed It, we're solving this problem. We are a peer online review website where students switch essays based on similar class loads for the quality feedback that they deserve. This ensures that students are getting feedback before they get a grade in the gradebook. My name is Natalie Lehman, CEO.
I'm Taylor Moxagimba, COO.
Andrew Flesher, CMO.
Matt Colligan, CFO.
And as the founders of Reviewed It, we are solving the issue for a final reviewing solution that is little in cost and large in great results.
Our two main customer segments are college students who are writing any type of essay, whether it's a research paper or a lab report, and high school seniors who are writing their college application essays.
That's where we come in. We give students the option to purchase either a subscription or a paid review. The subscription entails the student access to the peer-to-peer essay swap, whereas the paid review entails the student have his essay reviewed by another student who's built up credibility through our website. Rating system. We plan on having a rating system to ensure the thoroughness and quality of reviews that students receive on their essays.
As far as competitors, we really don't have very many. There are a lot of websites out there where you can pay someone to create an essay for you, but not very many where you can actually get your essay reviewed. That being said, none of our competitors offer a student-to-student collaboration idea, which is what Reviewed It's really trying to hit on, and both of our competitors don't have a subscription option. They both only have the one-time paid fee, which is higher than Reviewed It's $5.
So our student-to-student basis is what makes us unique. We're making sure that each paid review and essay switch is beneficial for both parties and keeps both parties honest because it is beneficial.
Our total addressable market is 20 million students. That includes college students and high school seniors in the United States. And for our serviceable addressable market, we narrowed it down to just college students and high school seniors in San Antonio to have a more specific audience to target.
Marketing plan. So we plan on starting local with schools such as UTSA, UIW, and Trinity, and working with their school administration and different professors to properly implement our website at their university. Later, as our company expands, we plan on expanding to UT, TCU, and other large colleges in Texas. Our first year, we plan on spending 3% of our revenue on marketing cost to acquire 100,000 impressions on both Twitter and Instagram to further reach out to the youth audience.
We are going to be generating revenue through two different streams, the first being a subscription. We have this priced at $2.50 for 4 months, which is about a semester's length. We feel this is a fair and compelling price for college students who might not have that much money to purchase a final reviewing solution. Our second stream of revenue will come from our paid reviews. We have this priced at $5 for the first 3 pages and $1.66 per additional page. So of the paid review revenue, Reviewed It retains 20%, and we pay the student reviewers the remaining 80%. This pricing model allows students to make $11 per hour, while we take in $3 per hour, based on efficiency that we've tested. So in year 1, from the local colleges mentioned earlier, we plan on making $37,000 in revenue. And in year 2 and 3, we plan to grow 150% and 200% as we open it up to more schools and it spreads within the schools already opened up to.
For our minimal viable product, we are planning on creating the bare bones of our website and gathering around 30 students from our campus to test out our swap and paid option. During this time, we will not be charging our customers because we plan on focusing on the logistics of our websites before we make them pay. We also have completed a couple test swaps through Google Docs, and everybody that has swapped papers has said that they found Reviewed It beneficial in their writing.
Managing success. So after every single review, we plan on having a quick survey that students will fill out to measure the compatibility and satisfaction they get from using our service.
Our main goal is after our website is developed to have at least 30 people switch essays or do the paid review within the first month, and then we will also be expanding our social media, continue advertising around school and local campuses, and be asking our English teachers to endorse our website so it can be used in an everyday classroom setting.
If we are granted our MVP money, we would like to start developing our website right away. And as we create our website, we would also like to start marketing to gather our 30 students to test out our swap. After we complete our swap and paid option, we would then like to conduct a survey to see what they found about Reviewed It that they liked and didn't like. After that, we will then start opening it up and start charging our customers.
For our MVP costs, we would like to purchase a Wix subscription and domain name to actually develop the website and pursue our MVP testing. For MVP marketing, we would like to purchase business cards, door hangers, and flyers. And we would also like $150 to test the paid review aspect of our website.
In total, we would like to ask for $500 to pursue marketing and an online environment where every student can get the help they need with their writing. Thank you very much, and we are Reviewed It.
You want to go?
That was a killer presentation. That was really, really, really
Tight.
well done. Very well done.
I mean, I'll go first. So while I think that it's going to be hard to differentiate yourself in a competitive landscape, what I like about this, first of all, y'all did a great intro and great in establishing the problem set and your targeted demographic, right? I mean, high school students, college students is the first thing I thought of. That's right where you went, and that's great. Initially, I was like, there's no way a subscription model will work. It's got to be paid per, until you show me the price. I do think that sub $4, especially when you're, I don't know if the numbers and the margins work, but at $250, I think that's something you could probably get by with. And if you can get subscription as well as paid per revenue, that's always a great model. So I kind of overcame my initial hesitation there. I think of all the companies we've looked at today, I've been trying to think of where I have another software company where Instagram Influencer has been so massively, overwhelmingly successful, way beyond what we thought, but I've only seen it happen once. This would be interesting. I mean, I think getting teachers, students, true influencers, and you don't have to pay that much for them, and you can test it with like a single influencer, and you can watch what happens once you get up and running. So I would think about on marketing. I would actually, for this business, I would really think about Instagram influencers. I wouldn't jack around with Pinterest or Facebook. I would just focus on Instagram influencers, and happy to talk to you guys about that offline. I think the key for you all is how do you become the trusted brand? You know, how do you become the trusted brand that students want to go to? Because the nice thing about students is that it can go viral in a good way or a bad way, right? And so how do you become the trusted brand? And there's a lot to unpack in all that, but just some thoughts.
To continue with that question, how do you become the trusted brand? You might want to also think about, and I understand peer-to-peer review is kind of the backbone of this, but is there a downside? Ask this question, I'm sure you thought it out, but what I'm asking myself is there a downside to having kind of a premium pricing for a true professional review in this mix? Because it also helps establish the value of the peer-to-peer review. And I think it would be real easy to implement here. So, you had the monthly subscription, the paid per for the higher rated, and then a professional review. You're going to bounce around on the revenue strategy for a while, or the pricing strategy, rather, for a while until you figure something out. The subscription model, to me was also a little confusing, but because I don't recall writing that many papers, maybe a few a year. If you're writing,
Yeah.
well,
I
yeah.
wrote so many papers, I was buried in, yeah. You talking about high school or college?
Well, yeah, it's certainly a lot more in college, but I suppose if you have enough there, a monthly subscription would work. You're going to have to battle, people signing up for a month, getting it reviewed, and then pulling out, unless you have some kind of minimum.
I also think your revenue split's wrong. I think you need to think about it being more of a 60-40. I mean, when $11 going to the reviewer and $350 to you, I think you just ought to, there's a lot of good proven models out there for what works when you're paying somebody else this sort of for this service. But you ought to look at that. I think that revenue split's off.
How are you going to qualify the reviewers? I mean, if you have somebody review a paper and then they get a D, Or, you know, I mean, what's the qualifications in order to become a reviewer?
So we plan on having a rating.
Should pay them that much to that point, right?
Yes, ma'am. We plan on having a rating system. So basically, one reviewer is getting matched with another based off their rating. So this is off the thoroughness and quality of the reviews they leave on other students' papers. So, sorry, similar to Uber, the driver rates the passenger rates the driver. So we're kind of ensuring that you're getting matched with a like-minded individual and someone that. And this also incentivizes you to give good reviews as well.
Well, the other thing I think you ought to think about doing is anonymized grade reporting. And then so if somebody has done 25 reviews and those guys all got A's, if there's a way for the student to go back in an anonymized fashion, because they don't want their grades out there in public, but you know that 19 A's were attributed to this guy in Singapore who's reviewing your essays, and then that person, when they hit a certain grade threshold, the revenue split kicks.
Right.
And so then instead of getting whatever it is, 60%, maybe then they get 70, maybe they get 80, and it's just this positive feedback loop. Good grades, you get to the good reviewer, they get prioritized, they get matched to good grades, and that model is proven in a lot of different businesses. That's the way I would do this.
Yeah, so I just think you need to, if it goes to the trusted brand, you have to really think about quality control around the peer-to-peer. You do not want to become the marketplace for people to buy essays.
No.
Yeah.
And so you have to have some type of quality control on it. And, to take that thought even a step further, you can have someone that's just doing the peer-to-peer and they've gotten enough of those good marks on the papers that they've reviewed that they can elevate themselves to be a paid reviewer. And there's different ways I think you can quality control things. You could go to, the top schools, to a bunch of freshmen and sophomores at the top colleges and ask them where they were admitted, and then they're the ones to review college entrance essays for seniors. So there's different things you can do to kind of quality control things. I think your biggest risk is you become a marketplace for someone to write someone else's paper. And so you have to figure out how to ensure that doesn't happen. And I think that's your biggest hurdle, is the quality control.
I want to understand more about your MVP. It sounded like y'all were going to be using high school students for the MVP. Is that right? So I'm curious about, because your whole thing is about high school seniors writing college essays, which as of right now, I don't think high school seniors are writing college essays right now because they're finding out if they got, where they got accepted. Juniors maybe, but they probably don't start until the summer, right? Maybe, there may be, yeah. So anyway, I didn't really see the connection between this is our target market and our MVP is also focused on that same target market. I just worry about you all getting to pitch, the final pitch, and you saying our target market is college students and high school seniors, and nobody in our MVP was either one of those. So I think you may need to think about, is there a way that you all can get to some college students to participate in your MVP? That's your target market.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job, sorry. Good job. Andrew, we have 5 minutes, right?
Do we? We're down to the bathroom.